The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Shawn.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Today is June 21st. It's 5:29 right now. And Steph, June 21st is also known as National Indigenous Peoples Day today.
Yes, falls every year on the same day, so always on June 21st. And today there is a big event at Heritage Village.
Yeah. Very fun all throughout the day, starting at 9 a.m. with the pipe ceremony, ending at 5 p.m. with just some elders lunch in the tent and some learning activities as well. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff filled all throughout the day of just learning and moving forward.
Yeah, and you can stop by and participate. There's a community barbecue from 12:30 to 6. So all day long you can get yourself some lunch, face painting, glitter tattoos, and also really cool. Amy Keller-Remp is going to be doing a live art creation throughout the day.
Yeah.
And we also have Elder Bernadette Dumais doing a showcase of her regalia from 1:30 to 2:30, which is really, really neat.
Yeah, it all sounds very interesting and very educational as well. So if you want to, Heritage Village, starting at 9 a.m., the list of events we'll post on our Facebook page in due time, and you can just see everything moving on throughout the day.
When someone dies, people often bring a bunch of food over to your house and say like, oh, you're going to be too sad or not have time to cook, or maybe you're going to have a lot of company stopping by.
Yeah, just busy doing other things, so let me take a task off your hands.
Yeah, very, very kind. And my family are big cookers. And so last week I was home for a funeral and people kept dropping off food, but also my dad cooks for an army every day. And one thing that was in the fridge that was kind of like this mystery dish that we all were like, not sure about that one.
What was it?
It was a bowl of Jell-O.
Nice.
But it had some things in it.
Potatoes?
No.
What were we thinking?
You're on the vegetable path, though.
Yeah? What was inside of it?
Matchstick carrots.
Okay.
And cabbage. Nick, guess what kind of Jell-O?
Cherry.
Lemon.
Yeah. Big yellow blob with veggies in it?
Yeah, I want you to picture like when a dog throws up.
Oh, no.
That's what it looked like. My husband, brave man, was just like, there's got to be a reason. This is probably
Exists.
a hidden gem. Like, they must have said, I'm going to send them over my favorite food. Like, this took some effort to grate these carrots and grate this cabbage and let the Jell-O set some forethought.
And?
I'm going to try it.
As it looks?
As it looks, and then a stomachache for all of that evening.
Do you know who sent it over? Family friend?
Yeah,
relative?
Family friend, but we're going to protect the...
Were they just emptying their pantry in their kitchen? Like, well, this is about to go bad. We've had that Jell-O for 3 years. No one will eat it. They're cookers anyway. They're going to push it to the side.
The weird thing is, when I told another family friend about this, they said, oh, what'd she bring this time?
No.
She's got a history of being a terrible cook. And I was like, well, somebody needs to tell her to take this recipe out of her repertoire.
And it's definitely not going to be you. You're not the person. I had such a fun day after our morning show yesterday as I set out on the roads and I went to Greeley Road all the way over in your neck of the woods, Gregoire, and I got to hang out with some grade 1 and 2s and read to them for a little bit.
Okay, you were in my neck of the woods. How'd it go?
It was hilarious. It was so fun. And I think one of the funniest parts was they thought I was a celebrity. I walked in the door and literally 5 seconds, one of the kids was like, can I have your autograph? I was like,
oh my goodness.
Looking behind me, I was like, who else is joining me here? Whose autograph are you looking for? Mine? Like, yeah. I was like, okay. But then no, and then I sat down and I got to read him 3 books.
Wow, all to the same kids.
Yeah. Big congratulations to me for getting through 3 books as well.
Impressive.
Very big.
Did you get any test runs first, or are you just hoping you read the inflections right from the get-go?
Right from the get-go. It was just raw, right into the book. Nailed it, though, I think. There was only one word I had trouble with, so...
What word is it? Are you going to share
We're not going to go down that road, okay? Because it was a fun time with the kids. And I think last year you gave me a tutorial on how to hold the book and read at the same time. Because I didn't really know how to do that.
Because I don't know, didn't grow up in a grade 1 classroom where they held their book with their 3 fingers so the kids could see the pictures
mini sticks
too?
in the back. I wasn't listening to the book
goodness.
talk. No, but it was a ton of fun. Miss Francis's class at Greeley Road, grade 1-2 split. It was so much fun. Thank you for having me out. Can't wait to do it again. And we are going to do it again, Steph, today.
Yeah, today we get to go together. We're heading to Dickensfield. So,
a little read-off, a little competition.
Oh.
Who can read children's books better?
well, just so you know, I've been practicing. I read a lot of children's books. I like them. They're great.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Good luck, Shawn. You ever read the Book of Awesome, Shawn?
Yeah, all the time. It's by my nightstand.
Okay, well, if you ever want to feel good, there's this book called The Book of Awesome. It was really popular about 10 years ago, but basically it was a guy who was noticing the little things in life and just being like, yeah, when this happens, it's awesome.
Yeah, I remember in chapter 4 he mentioned something along those lines.
Whatever. It was 1-page stories throughout. There were no chapters.
Well, okay.
Anyway, one thing he pointed out was like when you're walking down the road in the fall and you step on the first crunchy leaf. And just like smile, like, yeah. Or like when you're wrapping a present and the wrapping paper matches up perfectly.
When the ice freezes over just a little bit and you can stomp it.
Yeah. And then he would always end the story with, awesome. That feels good.
Yeah, I know because I've read it. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I had one of my own awesome moments the other night. I was driving home and it was like 10:30, I think, just into that stage where it might think about getting dark. And all the street lights turned on like one by one in front of me. And I was like,
that's in the movie.
Yeah.
Leading you home.
This has never happened before. And I just thought, awesome.
I actually have a similar story. I was
Really?
Just when I was driving home from Edmonton, I was on the Henday, and as I was wrapping around, the lights kind of did the same thing, but like they were like flickering instead of turning on, so it was a little horror at the same time. But they were like, as I was driving, they were flickering as I was going on. So a little bit, it was like, awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like eerie. About to die.
I slept in my car for the first time just this past weekend when I was driving home from the airport for my vacation.
I must commend you. It sounds like you needed a nap on the highway. Is that what you're trying to say?
100%. Yeah. So I was flying home from Toronto to Edmonton. Then my flight got delayed an hour and a half. And then as I was sitting in the Toronto airport, I was like, do I just rent a hotel or buy a hotel for the night type of thing? And just kind of take a snooze and then do the drive in the morning? Or should I try and get some sleep in like the terminal and on the plane and then just do the drive?
And deep regret because it seems like you didn't book the hotel but needed the nap?
No, so it actually turned out quite well. One thing I learned though, when I landed, it was past midnight, and when you're trying to book online, the cutoff time is like 11:59 type of thing, midnight.
Yeah, because then they want you to book for the next night.
Yeah, so then I was going through my head when I landed in Edmonton, I was like, I don't think I can book anymore, or else I'll probably have to check in at 3 p.m. type of thing.
Yeah.
So then I tried calling a couple hotels as I was like picking up my car and started driving north, like through Edmonton, just calling hotels, just being like, hey, do you have any rooms for the night? And none of them picked up. 2 or 3, none of them picked up.
Everything's online now, Shawn. I feel like hotels are like phones. What do we need those for?
Exactly. So then that kind of made up my mind right there. I did get some sleep on the plane. I did get some sleep in the terminal. And so I was just like, you know what? We're going to grab a coffee and we're going to see how far we can make it until I do get a little sleepy. So then I got to around Boyle. It was like 3 in the morning or so. And I was just like, oh, I'm groggy. So then I pulled over to one of those.
Thank you. Good man. All right. Setting the example.
Yeah, I pulled over to one of those pullover spots, the roadside pullovers. And then I parked and I got out of my car to go climb into my trunk or whatever, my hatchback.
To go climb into my trunk because it's not serial killer enough that you're parked on the side of the road. You're going to get in the trunk for them. Okay.
It's a tiny little hatchback. So I folded the seats down. I had some blankets in there. I used one as like a pillow. But as I got out of my car, I was by farmers fields all up there. And I could just hear like a pack of dogs just barking.
Oh no.
And then I was like, are they off leash? What's going on here? Are they barking at me, or are they barking at something that's out there, keeping them away from the yard.
Right. Oh my goodness. So what'd you do?
I just jumped back into my car. I was like, I'm not going to climb through the trunk. I'll climb through the front seat to the back seat type of thing.
Still getting in this trunk, but I'm just going to change the way I get there.
Yeah. 3 a.m, I'm not thinking straight. So then, I actually ended up sleeping for about an hour or so. I was very surprised. But then just doing the drive, like during the sunrise and everything, and it was very smoky that day. It's very ominous. And just to see the moon and the sun and just kind of interchange and all that, it was very interesting. But then I pulled up to my home at like 7:30 in the morning and had a good sleep after that.
I'm glad you made it home. Also surprised you managed to sleep for an hour, because I feel like those dogs barking would have woken me up enough to make the rest of the trip. Well, Shawn, the day has arrived. The longest amount of daylight we're going to see this year. It's summer solstice.
Oh, it's the summer solstice today. Happy, I'm going to give a big congratulations to you. You're probably beaming with joy over there.
I do love summer solstice. I get so excited because I just love how much daylight we get. But then at the end of the day, I get really sad that I know that now we're just kind of heading into that season of every day we're going to lose a little bit and a little bit more daylight.
So what's your agenda looking like today? It's supposed to rain this morning, but right now it's a good sign because it's not really coming down.
And that is the thing. I would have been so mad if it was just cloudy and I couldn't actually celebrate. But definitely today, I'm going to be staying up late.
Wow. Okay, just a precursor.
I am going to be celebrating with some friends, and we are going to make sure that we see the sun set. And it's kind of fun because it doesn't really set these days. It just gets dark for so few time. Environment Canada said the sun will set tonight at 10:22, but it's going to rise again at 4:33.
Yeah. And you can add a little bit onto the back and a little onto the front of both the sunset and the sunrise, because it is a little bit earlier that you get to enjoy, or a little later that you get to enjoy all the action.
Totally. So if I'm a bit of a zombie tomorrow, just know that I celebrated well because the solstice has arrived.
Have a nap this afternoon or something.
I can't miss any of the daylight, Shawn. That's the whole point. I got up at 4 this morning, so I didn't miss any daylight, and I'm going to go to bed tonight when it's dark out.
Well, I'm going to have my own celebration then, and then we'll both be zombies.
How are you going to celebrate?
I'm not telling you.
You're going to celebrate by taking a nap.
No, I'm telling. I've had so many friends. I'm going to invite over and party.
You're just asking for an invite to my party.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.